Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Walter. He finally made it. Uh, very busy and a man of many things that he's got going on. So he is here with us today. Today is our money show. Of course, we are black 365 days of the year, but today we're going to keep it green. So I hope you all do not mind. Nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you the other side and viewers, but you are family. And sometimes I share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, please go back to that. And if you're not comfortable, you can go back to this. Just know that no one else, not even Walter, can see you before I bring you to the big screen. Also, in the comment section, is not that we disagree, it is how we disagree. So let's be as respectful as possible. Same thing for on the panel. We must watch our words because they watch the things that we say. So we have to be very careful. So today we're going to be talking about boycotting Target is a waste of time for Black Americans. And of course, Walter, who is a financial expert, he has been in the game, or the industry, I should say, for I'd say probably 30 years or more at this point. So he brings to us a whole host of knowledge about most things in the financial market. We know that a lot of people here on this show have been helped by the advice that Walter has given. I should say right off the top too that Walter nor I are licensed. So we're just giving the advice that we have been using for ourselves. And now when I say we, I mean Walter, because I'm here really just to listen, just to listen myself. So we're going to get into it. Walter's going to tell us how he feels about all the boycott, not just about Target, but all the boycotts that have been going on since Donald Trump has taken office. Of course, we know that. I guess I should put myself back on here, huh? Of course, we know that since Donald Trump took office, he decided to get rid of DEI on a federal level. And then, of course, he asked private sectors, corporations to do the same, and they have been. And so Target is one of the corporations that they're going after first. From what I understand, this Friday, they're going to be going after Amazon and then Walmart and so on and so forth. Of course, we know DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We also know that diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, does not benefit Black people the most. It benefits white women the most. But again, as we've talked about here, we know that a lot of these so-called Black leaders, misleadership, I like to call them nowadays the managers, because they're just managing the talking points of the Democrat Party. They have glommed on to it, and they're now pretending as though this is a big issue in the Black community, but we are all smart enough to know that it's just a money hustle, right? That it's the next best thing for them to jump on and pretend like they care about Black people and moving the ball for Black people. So, of course, as soon as Walter comes back, we'll get into it. Let's see who is on here in the meantime. Craig, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sharice, what's going on with you? JJ Mars, how are you? CJ, how are you? Says, yay, we've waited a while for this. My first live with Mr. Walter's wisdom. Yes, Walter's very busy, but he did commit because I got emails from you all and different messages saying, hey, where's Walter? It became like a thing. Where's Walter Wednesday? So he is back. Brother Reggie, how you doing? I am glad that you were up and you are with us this fine evening here in Houston. I know it's the morning time there. Sagittarius Goddess, what's going on with you? Mike Nice, I hope that you are doing well. Thank you for all of the slogans that you provide for the show. And thank you to all of the moderators. I love and appreciate you for that. AJ3, how are you? Says, how can we completely destroy DEI even with Trump signing orders? They're going to find another way to renew it. So you're saying, how can we completely destroy? Well, we don't have any power over DEI in the first place. Of course, we know that those measures came into place when George Floyd was murdered in 2020. And so it was kind of like a guilt thing with all these organizations saying, hey, we're going to do a diversity, equity, inclusion, want to include people and put all this money to these initiatives, this, that, and the other. Again, never really benefiting Black people, mostly white women. So Samuel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. JJ, what's going on with you? Arneba, how are you? Daryl, I hope that you're doing well. He says the boycott today is like a boule-a-thon. Useless. And Cherie says, take back the rainbow. Oh, don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. How you doing? And Diane, I hope that you're doing well. So Walter, and how are you? Says exactly. Now, Walter, how are you doing today?
Let me unmute my mic so you can hear me. I want to, I get in trouble so fast on these things. First of all,
Yes,
whoever
please
said,
behave yourself.
whoever said you don't need a man, yes, you do. Ain't nothing wrong with needing a man. Listen, I need a woman. I need a partner. I need somebody to help me out sometimes. Stop me from jumping off a tall cliff or, sweep the floor, clean up after I cook. I think one thing as Black people is we need to get back to saying we do need each other. I hear women say all the time, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. I see women who don't have men, and it's a struggle. My sister will tell you. I mean, I don't know if she got a man. She keep that a secret, but she'll tell you having a good man around helps. Not a video game dude that's sitting on the couch while you work. I think some of y'all are talking about when you say you don't need a man, I think you're talking about him. And he goes, what was your original question?
Yeah, because you went.
I'm sorry. I struggle with that. That
No worries. Well, the original question is, what are your thoughts? Y'all know Walter. We got to reel him back on it. What are your thoughts on the boycotts that's been going on around the country? Of course, there's a couple of organizations, so it's not just Black people, but Black people are well, some, specifically the ones who were mad at Trump and voted for Kamala, are boycotting different corporations. So, what is your opinion on those? Jamarcus, how you doing? Tracy, what's going on with you? And whoever else came on here, I think that's it. So what's your opinion?
so first of all, the boycotts, Black people, we are first to go boycott March. We are last to get something from it. Do you realize there's a couple of things like with this whole thing, DEI, like you said, it doesn't help Black people. It helps white women. They are the number one receiver of DEI by far. So Black people, we don't even really get that much from it. So if you look at all these programs, like they use us to get them going. Like look at BLM, right? Remember BLM, George Floyd got choked out, which is a horrible way. No one should get treated like that. But in my opinion, if we need a hero, it's not George Floyd. Breonna Taylor would have been a way better hero, so to speak, if that's what we're, maybe hero is the wrong word. You know, like there's so many people we can use to be our face, but we go out and march and do all these things. And what did we get from like the whole George Floyd thing? You know who got something? The LGBT community. They walked away with the lion's share of the programs. Even the people that started BLM were, homosexual. I don't know if that's the right word for women. Nothing wrong with that if you are, do your thing. But they end up taking the money. And Black people, I don't know one Black person that's got a penny from BLM, a check. Hey, Negroes, here you go. Here's some chicken wings. Nothing. I can't even find, if I Google BLM office, I can't even find the office. So Black people, we always end up getting anything from it versus saying, you know what? What's going on right now? What can we do to get ahead? And I'm going to show you something right today using, we're going to talk stock options, some real estate. So I'm going to show you some stuff that's mind blowing. And I'm going to give you a taste because I told D I wanted to charge for this because I just opened my consulting firm again, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of it. So those of you that are really ready to make some money, and it don't matter who's in office, you're going to like that part. So to close with this subject, we need to get off the streets because Al Sharpton and Ben Crump, those two dudes are paid. They're so rich. Al Sharpton, he's still wearing that long weave of hair. He looked crazy. Why can't Black people, why can't we just show up like suited and booted like normal people? Why do we have to look all crazy? He walking around with a 60s hairdo with perm. He probably got stains on his shirt from the perm still. I mean, like, we need some representatives. We need some men. Ain't nothing wrong with men with having a decent haircut, putting on the suit and representing us. Goes for women too. I'm gonna shut my mouth on that. So, anyways, That's what I got to say about that. We need to get off the streets and get to work. There's some
So
really
what
cool
else
things.
can we
No.
get, should we be doing and oppose the boycotting?
Oh man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna just move my phone real quick. I'm gonna show you something. So right now, this is what can we be doing? I wake up and every morning I wake up at like 5 o'clock and my TV stays on Bloomberg. There's so much stuff going on financially in the world, so many things that we can do to make money. It's out of here. So I spend most of my time on Bloomberg, Yahoo, and CNBC. That's normally what I do when I wake up, and I just leave it on. Right now, I happen to be at home, so it's just on in the background. So, like, for instance, I'll give you an idea. The stock market is going crazy. Housing is slowing down. AI is everywhere. Federal jobs are being cut. Companies are laying off. It's about to be a shit show. Like, it's about to be nuts. And the crazy part about now, like normally when we have unemployment, jobs come back, but you have AI where jobs are being taken forever. Like I'll give you a point. For my candle company, we hired some models and they just tricked off the whole event. We have to shoot it all over. Do you know right now you can go on and get an AI model to do all that stuff for free? So models, people that use their face, and even their bodies, like if you're in the prostitution and all that stuff, man, I'm telling you, the AI is the robot is coming for your job. So we need to do is say, what can we do right now for the next 2 to 5 years to save all the money we can when the world flips upside down? Because if you think in 10 years you're going to have your job, you got something coming. I know my girl works for a hospital. She's in management, and they've been bringing in IT all week. They've been having meetings about IT, and I'm like, here come IT, here come the Indians and Filipinos. And when I say Indians and Filipinos, when you call Capital One or, T-Mobile, talking about those people are coming for you. So if you got something that a robot could do, even AI can even touch, you got a problem. So you really need to be saving every penny you can. Some of you, that means letting your liabilities go. When I met my girl, she had a car payment, $800, 200 with 200 plus with the insurance. So she was at $1,000 for a brand new car. I took that car right to Carvana and we gave it to them. And we had to give them a little bit on top because when you buy a new car, you upside down. So right now she has no car payment. I said, get rid of all your bills, Disneyland pass, got rid of everything. And we cut it all back. My Range Rover, my cars, I gave them all. I cut loose everything. So right now I'm driving a car I bought for $2,000, a convertible, $2,000 cash. And so what I'm doing is getting ready for the stuff that's about to come. I'm self-employed. I do consulting, I have candles and clothes and stuff, but like, we don't know what's going on in the future. And some of us, especially Black people, we walking around like we got all the time in the world.
So let me ask you this, and OG, how you doing? So you have a question. So can you boycott and make money? And then you said we need to get ready for what's to come. What's coming? So first question, can you boycott and make money at the same time?
The only rich people you see leading the boycott or in a boycott are the people leading him, the Al Sharptons. And I can't even really knock on being Crump because at least he's bringing some sort of service. He's getting you money, I guess. But when you are like, for instance, why do we care that Amazon isn't doing DEI? Why does it matter that Target is not doing it? Why do we care? As long as I go into Target and they got what I want, like I got an Amazon package showing up today. I don't care what color this person is that delivers my package. And most people don't. And if you have good skills, the whole race thing, yeah, maybe it's in some pockets, but for the most part, I don't really think race is an issue like it used to be. Like I'm on TV, I'm seeing all the Black CEOs. I see Black people everywhere on TV. On business, I was watching the dude from Lazard Asset Management. They're a $1 zillion company. That's a brother. He's running that company. I'm like, Robert Smith, there's so many black people in power on TV everywhere. Look who's running The View. It's Whoopi Goldberg and the cuckoo chick, Sunny Hostin. Those are black women. I can't stand Simone Biles, the big bald headed chick. Lord have mercy. Black women, you got
You
to
mean
do.
Simone Sanders? Simone Biles is the gymnast.
Okay, Simone Biles is cool. Simone Sanders, black women, you got to do better. Listen, if you struggle with your weight, I get it. I've struggled with mine. But do you have to cut your hair off too? Come
You
on.
wild then. Maybe she hot. Maybe she don't want her hair.
We
So
have so many beautiful black women. And I'm not saying you can't be bald headed and be beautiful, because a lot of you are. But it's like, come on. You show up like, and you only thing she missing is a number on the back of her shirt. And
okay. And let me
she was
for those who are new here and that or and not seen Walter, Walter is gonna do what Walter gonna do. Okay, he's here to give us the advice.
I
Right,
apologize.
advice. Everything else, I don't know. Okay, so uh, you said we need to prepare for what's to come. What's coming?
So what's coming right now is a slowdown. Like what Forever 21 is closing their California stores. They're laying off thousands of people. And think about this, Forever 21 is a discount retailer. You walk into Forever 21 and get your girlfriend something when you got $30. They are going out of business. Not only are they letting people go, they're closing their stores, they are shutting down shop. And the list goes on and on and on. So you look at that. You look at the federal government. You see what Elon's doing, like it or not. He's coming. If you got one of those government jobs they don't deem necessary, that's going away. Then you look at, we still have inflation, which even if inflation stops, do you really see people dropping prices? So you have that. Then we have the tariffs that are on the way. And that's going to cause some pain for a little bit. I went to buy some salmon from Canada. They already jacking up the price, and the tariffs ain't even started. So, and don't talk about eggs. Eggs are $12 for a dozen. So now think about you. How much has your income gone up while everything else is going up? So when I talk about things to come, I'm talking about the layoffs, talking about housing, which is so unaffordable. I don't know. I don't know how people do it. Like my house in Ontario, I'm rarely there. I have a chick paying me $1,500 a month for a 10 by 12 bedroom. Her man, and their baby. I said they baby, like, because she say baby daddy, so that threw me off. I don't know if she was gonna talk like that. I want to let her stay, but so the dude, and the baby paying $1,500 for a 10 by 12 bedroom. She goes, Walter, we've been looking. You need first class deposit, good credit, and she goes, we were sleeping in my car. So she was sleeping in her car, and he would go to his mama's house with the baby. That's a man for you. Leave you in the car and take the baby to his mama house. I'm mad as a brother. Oh man. And she worked two jobs and she take care of him. She paying all the bills. The point I'm making is times are hard right now. So you need to start really saving every penny you can, because it's going to become a day where you get a call from your boss. Actually, they're not even calling you. They're just emailing you. This job is done. I know somebody got fired by email, like on Friday, like, Monday, we are done. No need to come to work. So what do you do? Like some people, if you lost your job today, coming up, because some people need that next check. People pay their bills, they got their paycheck and their bills on the calendar. Okay, we're going to pay. What if that paycheck disappears? You can only sell so much pawn TVs, pawn couches. What can you sell? You can only sell so many cars unless you got 20 of them. So we need to be saving. And what I've done for me is I cut all my expenses out. I cut them all out. I do food. I take my family. We go out to eat once in a while, but like I cut it all out. I'm acting like the world financially has already ended. And March historically is the worst month in stock market history. If you look through history, March is the worst month. The last 2 days in the stock market, I don't know where it closed today, were horrific. March 2009, March 2000, the list goes on and on. March historically is the worst time for the economy. Now we have tariffs, inflation, we have two wars, we have the Democrats going wild. I mean, Elon's running the country. It's about to be a mess. So, what are you doing to prepare? Like for those of you that aren't in a relationship, and if there's somebody you could get with that you think would be okay, maybe y'all could hook up and cut your expenses. Me and my girl, we each have our own house, but come May, June, I'm letting my house go. And me and her are gonna move in together. Now I'm gonna get me an RV and keep it rolling just in case you get to acting a fool. I have somewhere to go, but I'm not gonna be. And actually, my house doesn't cost me, but I Airbnb. But just the time traveling, going back and forth, an hour and a half each way is still costing me money. I could be doing something else. So what I said to her is, we need to act like we are, even though we're not married. We need to be. Every decision needs. We need to do together. She's got a 7-year-old kid, and who I said I would never date a woman that had kids, but it is what it is right now. So I make her kid watch stock market, money stuff. Her kid is like, I'm sweeping the floor, that's $10. She's dead serious. Everybody needs to be talking about how do we get this money. Turn off the boycott stuff, because that's not making people any money. Black people aren't making money from that. They are using us again. Al Sharpton is the white liberal. He is like what is it? Who's the dude that calls the rats? Like gets the rats to get in line. You know what I'm
Pied
saying? The Pied
Piper.
Piper. That's Al Sharpton. He's the Pied Piper. And he's leading black people. Black people, you look so stupid sitting up in the Costco, hemming and hawing and singing songs. Negroes, are you crazy? Costco, I don't care what, they don't want you in their store, blocking the aisles. What is wrong with us? That we show up and we want to show up in mass in places, but we can't get us to go and tell these criminals to stop shooting each other or tell Sexy Red to go put some clothes on. But we'll protest somebody who started a business. And if they don't want to hire a bunch of white women or homosexuals or whatever, that is their business. If you don't like it, don't shop there. So DEI, I never liked it. I think we needed some of those programs years ago. Affirmative action, when it started, we probably needed it. But I know a lot of black people right now that aren't even using the gifts they got.
And we didn't even benefit from affirmative action then. It was still white women.
Dude, my next life, I'm coming back as a white woman. I'm telling you, they are the slickest people, man. They slide right under the radar and get all the benefits. Lord, I'm coming back with curves, big booty, D cups. It's a wrap. If you're an attractive woman and you struggling for money, it don't make no sense.
I say that all the time. My God.
I told the girl this. She was like, I don't know what to do. I said, put on a black dress and some heels, let your hair down, and just walk the streets. Not like a hoe, but just walk around. Go to the mailbox, go to the library, go to the grocery store and spend 2 hours in a high baller or high income section of town and see how long it take a man to approach you. Now, when he approach you, you got to be ready to, like, you can't just be a dimwit. You got to come with like what you bring to the table, right? I'm in Newport Beach. There's so many geriatric single women out here. If I didn't have a girlfriend, I would be on the stroll right now in the grocery store, taking my time in the sugar section. I'll never be broke. So, anyways, there's things you could do. But I was serious about joining, even if it's not a man or the opposite sex, get with somebody you can work together. I mean, two people paying $2,000, splitting $2,000 in rent versus one person. It just seems like it makes sense for two people to do it. I'm a light because I
Yeah,
apologize.
no, absolutely. Again, for those of y'all who don't know who Walter um, he's not a financial advisor, but he has been in the financial field. Again, neither one of us are licensed. We're just telling you life experiences and how to get to the money. That's what Walter cares about. As I said, we were gonna make our slogan on this show. We are Black 365, but today we get into the green. So if anybody's confused. But I'll get into some of the comments while Walter lights his cigar that he claims he doesn't inhale. Mike
No,
says, "Oh,
you
mm-hmm.
don't need a cigar
Huh?
to be 100. Cigar smokers live to 100 forever because you don't inhale it, and it's natural. There ain't no embalming fluid.
Mm-hmm. Mike says, always and never are two words you should always remember to never use. Wendell Johnson. I love it. And Ernst, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Easy E, you say, sharpened in pockets of untouchables. You ain't lying. Tyrone, how you doing? It says, I just got here late. What's wrong with Black people keeping their money in their pocket for one day and flexing their economic muscle? Because it's one day. If you know anything about the bus boycotts in Alabama, when our ancestors were doing it, they did it for over a year, and they actually, got them to tap out, I guess, but they also bankrupted the the black bus company as well, right? Due to the illusion of inclusion. So there's nothing wrong with us boycotting, but why are we boycotting? Because again, flexing our muscles against Target is actually helping white women. It doesn't help us. DEI is not about Black people. Affirmative action was never about Black people. Now, I always tell y'all my story. I started doing these videos and stuff. Now, I've always been Black. Don't get me wrong, I'm pro-Black, never afraid to speak my mind. But, when I got on the internet and all of that, I started doing these videos because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was asking us to boycott Christmas, right? He was like, down with Santa, up with Jesus. And so I started making videos and I went viral. And I was like, oh, okay, we're on to something. So I say all that to say, and that was like 2015. And now we know boycotting has been a thing since forever, right? But this is not a new concept. But when Farrakhan was asking us to do it, he was like, don't go spend money in a white supremacist system, because you ain't supposed. Christmas ain't about Santa Claus, right? If you're a Christian, it's about Jesus. Take that money and let's go buy Black, shop Black, right? That was the battle cry. He wasn't saying let's boycott because white folks won't let us in their corporations or nothing like other that stuff. They never wanted us there. It's more beneficial to us to build our own. We have built our own before. So when you say flexing our muscles, who are we flexing our muscles for? It's not going to benefit us. And as Walter said, you have a lot of these Black misleaders. They are becoming wealthier by pretending that they're at the helm of taking a bunch of Black people into Costco. Costco is worth over $500 billion. They don't need no more of our money. But there's Black businesses that could have used it. He gave them each $25, 100 people $25. There's Black businesses that could have used $2,500. That's how much it was collectively. He could have just said, hey, let's take all that money to a Black business because they probably need it. But instead, he's doing a buy-in at Costco. He don't care about Black people. He just wants to be seen on the scene and pretend that he's a Black leader. So again, we got to be very careful of what we're following. We're not supposed to follow everything. Make sure what we're following is going to lead us to results that are going to make us better, not somebody else. Like Walter said, white women got it all, and they gonna get it all. So,
And you know what? Let me be clear. When I say boycott, there's nothing wrong with boycotting, but don't have you behind in the streets taking time. You could be making money to do it. When I saw that picture of Al Sharpton in Costco, I saw a bunch of so-called Negroes that didn't look like they had anything going on. They didn't look like they had somewhere to be. How do you spend 2 or 3 hours getting ready for a walk through Costco through somebody that's I'm gonna say this in the nicest way I can.
Please do.
I shop at Costco. For those of you that like lamb chops, by the way, lamb, they don't eat everything, which is why it's the best meat in the world, which is why they talk about it in religion all the time. They sell this Australian lamb. Their lambs are the best in the world. That's the only reason I go to Costco. When I go to Costco, you know how many black people I see? Not very many. And I always ask myself, where are the black people at? Where are you shopping at? If I go to Costco and there's 100 people in there, one of them is black, and normally it's my black behind. So why are we in Costco doing whatever we are when we don't even shop there? You know what I'm saying? Same with Whole Foods. I'm always like, where are we at? Where do we shop at? So why don't we go to the places we shop and go walk to their stores and give them the money? So when I say boycott, I don't mean don't spend your money. I think we should boycott sometimes. I think it's a good idea to boycott Christmas, and my sister will tell you I do every year. I don't buy a damn. I didn't get my girlfriend nothing. I told her, I said, I don't do Christmas. The Easter bunny show up, we can have them lay some eggs and keep it moving. But I don't do none of those holidays. I don't do it. Me and my family get together for Christmas. We have dinner. I'm not wasting time wrapping gifts and spending money on God. That's insane to me. So yeah, you should boycott. And while we're at it, there's a lot of things black people we could boycott. Maybe we can stop smoking so much weed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe grow your own weed. I think you could do that right now.
I
You know
don't
what I'm
know if you
saying?
can necessarily do that, so we don't want to be giving that kind of advice. But I got some questions for you here.
I don't know if you can grow it, but I'm saying,
You can, but I don't know if you should. Put it that
yeah, it's like
way.
one complaint I have with black men, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. Do that. But I'm seeing these young brothers all the time. I smell weed every other time. Like, dude, it's during the day. Like, how you high at work? Like, I get it. Hey, listen, if you smoke weed, that's your thing. And I have smoked weed in the past, and sometimes I think about doing it. It crosses my mind. But like, sometimes we just have to engage and give our women a break. You know, like, and I hate to keep jumping on the brothers, but it's us. I'm one. You know, and I could have did a better job of supporting, black women, by dating more of them and, fighting to stay with them. So, and I'm speaking to myself too. We need to do more. We need to be getting up early. We need to be chasing the money. You guys, there's nothing else that matters but money. Money is the only thing that matters. And I don't care if it's Allah, Jehovah, whatever it is. If you open their books, they talk about money more than any other subject. And black people, we are too religious. We are too spiritual. We are too hemming and hawing. When you ask a black person something, we got to pray on it. That is insane to me, to have to pray on a decision when you can make it right there. When God has already, you prayed to the Lord for financial well-being and he show up with it and you got to pray again. That is an excuse not to do nothing. And it drives me insane. So we need to be more proactive. Take some shots. Black people, we don't have to be so scared. When I talk to black people, oh, I don't know, that just seemed dangerous. So is doing 100 miles an hour high. You know what I'm saying? That's more dangerous. Walking around with your pants down. You know what I'm saying? I know one thing that is not popular, what store would not do well in the black community for men, and that's belts. Like, we could put on some belts and start representing. Like, I can tell you, say what you want about race. Right now, I'm sitting in the whitest neighborhood in America, Newport Beach. There's me and three brothers. I see them all the time. We say what's up to each other. We talk. We play this game, avoid the white woman. They be trying to get a brother. But I'm in the whitest part of the world, and I have to get these people off of me. They be bringing food. Hey, you come in and have some drinks. Man, I spent 30 minutes talking to this 80-year-old white couple that lives behind me. And I'm sitting there thinking, where is all this racist stuff that's supposed to be happening to me down here? Man, we were at the dinner and this lady was sitting with her husband and invited me and my boy Joe and his girlfriend's wife, Seth, to their house, gave us their address. They live right in front of us in a $30 million house. Here's my address. Come on over. My husband ain't never home. I could use the company. And I'm just thinking to myself, this lady just invited us in her house. So, and I'm gonna end with this subject, and I'm gonna try and do this with some caution. Black people, we need to expect better from everybody around us. Here's why I bring that up. And my boy, he watches the show. So do you know what I'm talking about? His wife said to me, I said this publicly, she told me I wasn't black. I said, what do you mean I'm not black? She goes, you're not black. I said, I look black. You know what I'm saying? When I get a speeding ticket or I fill out an application, I put black. It says black on my ID. She goes, no, you're not black. I said, oh, you mean like I'm not hood black? I'm not ignorant black? You mean like, she goes, well, you're out here with all these white people. I said, but what is wrong with that? You know, if you show up to the beach in jeans wearing a hood in 80-degree weather, people going to look at you funny. But why do we have to show up and be black? Why can't we just be us and just benefit from the environment? I was telling my boy, because he was going on some rant about Kamala Harris and black people ain't, we not getting what we deserve. I said, you know where I learned all my financial planning techniques? From a bunch of old white dudes. We get together once a week, CPA lawyers. These dudes were 75 years old. And we would sit there and they would teach me everything they know for 2 hours. When I went to the 40 black men or to the new leaders, these black dudes didn't want nothing to do with me. They didn't want to teach me shit. They were like, no, brother, you got to do it like we did it. I couldn't get no help from them. So this whole thing about race, I think black people, we need to cut it because we are getting bamboozled. We are getting nothing from our race. We turn on TV and they keep talking about black people ain't this. Like, it's weird to hear a black woman on TV bitch about what black people not getting. You're making $4 million a year. Where is the struggle for black people if you're getting $4 million a year? I watch The View and I don't do it directly. I watch it through YouTube when people own their case. How is Whoopi and Sonny running The View, two black women? Like, where's the pain for black women at? I don't get it. The woman that runs Xerox, I don't know if she's still there. She's a black woman. There are black women everywhere in power. Even Joy Taylor, say what you want about her on ESPN or wherever she's at, she's still running the show. So I think if we just say, I'm going to forget my race and I'm going to get the money. Because I hate walking into the
How about this? How about this? We remember we black and we get the money. Let me ask you some questions because I got a lot of questions in the comments. I have not gone to the bottom of this. I don't even know what they're saying, but I'm going to start here. Sister Sunlight says Demetra and Walter, boycotting in the name of DEI is BS. I know, but what do you think about boycotting as a form of resistance to corporations and greed? If you can answer that quickly so I can get to the bottom.
I think it's a phenomenal idea. Stop sending them money. Like, if you're going to boycott, stop walking into Target for stuff that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? Save your money. That's what people that save money and build wealth do. They're not blowing all their money. So I say, stick it to the corporations and send that money to the little dude. If you got a cleaner or somebody in your neighborhood, a gardener, give him the money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any black grocery stores. I wish I did.
I think they said there's like 10 total in the United States, which is not enough, right? If there's good 7 million of us. Here's the next question. Megan, how you doing? Says Demetra and Walter, I'm in the process of buying my first home. Do you think now is the best time to buy? I'm tired of being a renter.
Hell to the no, don't do it, girl. Here's what you do instead. I'm gonna say it slow because what I did is actually it's not true. I bought first piece of real estate I bought was my house, but that was in 2000. I don't know, what was that? 3, 4. My house was $200,000. My mortgage payment was $1,100, and that was with marginal credit. So what I would do now, first of all, the real estate market is already starting to slide. Interest rates are at a peak. But what's happening now is because there's so many people that need the money from their equity, they are selling their properties and the interest rates are still high. So right now I'm working with somebody we're selling the house. Not because, hey, this is a good time. We need the money. There's so many people out there that don't have two nickels to rub together, but got $1 million, 200, 300,000 in equity. So as those houses come on the market, prices will fall. What you don't want to do is catch a falling knife. So you buy into a falling market. I mean, remember March of 2009, 2000 of 2000. Just remember, we are, and this is, we didn't have everything going on in the world like we do. What I would do instead is I would buy an investment piece of property. You can buy up to 4 units on a residential loan. So FHA, I'm not sure if you can do it with VA, but I don't know why you couldn't. So you could buy up to 4 units with a regular loan. So what I would do is I would buy a multi-unit all day. My next property, if it's like something like structure like a house, is going to either be a multi-unit or something, you know, that I can build on. You know, I tell everybody you should own land. Listen, land and investment real estate. If you have a 4 unit and you live in one and you rent out the other 3, I don't care what you think about seeing your neighbors all day, they are paying your bills. That's how you live in a house for free. So let me say it again. You want to buy a house. God, I don't know why I just felt like Medea. You want to buy a house. Like, so what you do, this house, this 2, 3, 4 unit, I'm gonna live in one and I'm gonna let them pay my mortgage. So I live rent free. Does that make sense? And then what you do is you take the money you would have been paying on your mortgage or rent, and then you save that and you put that away. And then what you do is you get ready to get something else. Number 1. 2, what you could do is you could get a piece of land. You can buy land so cheap right now, man. People ain't messing with that. They are not messing with land, not the everyday folk. So land is out there for sale. Get you a piece. I don't care where it's at. Long as you have access to water and electricity or solar in a water well. There are companies that will bring this 3,000 gallon tank to your house and fill it up with water when you need it. You can get solar panels and dig a hole or put septic. And you don't need anything from the grid. I know, and I always tell my girl this, because we flirt with it once in a while when we have too much to drink, is I say we can get rid of my house, your house. We can move to my 5 acres of water and electricity. We could put a tiny home there. We could both work at Starbucks and take the money we have saved and our assets in our real estate, and we could go there and get a job at a coffee shop with no bills, and we could live like rock stars. And we'd never have to work again, minus our little coffee shop jobs. And that's just so we don't touch our assets. And we laugh about it, but it's totally true. So if you have a piece of land, you could take an RV that you could buy for $3,000 or $4,000 from a dealer auction, park it there, hook it up to the water and electricity, and you have your place to live. All day. I'm telling you, in Joshua Tree, my neighbors, man, you see these giant RVs with the 3 or 4 fold out, and they're plugged into their water and electricity. And they are living there rent-free, mortgage-free, and they're using little electricity. One of my neighbors dug a well in the ground and dug to the moon and he gets his water for free. So that's what I would do. Don't buy a house right now. I'm telling you, if you buy a house right now, because what happens when people buy houses? Everything goes into the house. You got to fix this, that. Like I rent my house in Ontario. I'm paying $2,600 in rent for a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And my landlord, I called him and gave him a list of 10 things to fix. The wind blew the fence. This, that. 2 of the cabinets snapped off. The water was running. The toilet stuff. All these things at once. Do you know he came and fixed every single thing and didn't send me a bill? The AC go out my house, and it did last year. AC guy showed up and replaced the unit. So you don't have all those headaches. And then gangster, I rent out 2 of my rooms on Airbnb. My landlord, he always be, Walter, talking in his little Asian voice. I know you Airbnb. I go, as long as you get your rent, don't worry about what I'm doing. So the point I'm making is get you something you can make money from. I would stay away from buying a house. Talk to people that have bought a house in the last 2 years. They are losing their mind. So I wouldn't do it. I'd buy investment real estate, piece of land. Um, it don't matter. Like, I even consider, this is going to sound crazy, but I live at the beach sometimes. Some of my neighbors live on their boat. Huntington Beach is 10 minutes from here. There are people, they live on their boat. It's $1,200 a month, $1,200 a month to have a boat slip. Some of these people have 35, 40-foot boats they live on around the clock 24/7, and they're paying $1,200 a month to live at the beach. And you can buy a boat for nothing. You can make mortgage payments on a boat 20, 30 years and pay a few $100 a month, and you have a house to live in. That's some gangster stuff. And I had a lady explain that to me. She goes, I live on a boat. I pay $1,200 and we don't have any bills. And we feel like going out, taking the boat out to go fishing or take off, we leave. And I'm like, man. So there's so many ways to really build wealth. You just have to stop and back up and go, okay, what am I trying to get done in the long term? Is it to have Gucci and Louis? And I have some Louis Vuitton stuff. I haven't even worn my scarf or my belt that I bought from Louis Vuitton, which is silly. What a waste. I was in France, so it was half off. I did it, but it was still a waste. You know what I'm saying? You know what?
So what made you buy it? And hello to everybody that's come on here. I see your questions. We got about another 15 minutes on here. So if y'all have a question y'all want Walter to answer, please put it in the chat. What made you buy it? If now in retrospect you feel like it was a silly decision to buy the Louis, what got you caught up?
Spur of the moment, I was in Bordeaux, France. They have one of the largest outdoor malls in the world. There's a Louis store there, and it was half off because if you buy in France, you don't pay the taxes, and plus they make it there, so it's cheaper. And I was just like, you know what? I want this. I haven't worn it. It was just silly. That was all. It was one of those things you get caught up in the moment. In Bordeaux, they serve you champagne and wine. You get your own salesperson to each person. So I was just feeling the moment. It was silly.
Walter, and I choose better. How you doing? He says, this man thinks like me. I want to follow his YouTube channel. Walter has a YouTube channel, but we got to get him to put something on it. We got to we got to sit him down to put stuff on it.
I have trouble showing up here. I could do it. This is my YouTube channel on Wednesdays.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to make and I apologize. I'm trying to make my life simpler. I've cut out a lot of people, a lot of things, a lot of expenses. I'm trying to wind down my life so I can just relax and breathe and spend time with the people that I care about. So that's kind of why I don't have my own channel. Just being honest. I had it. I didn't like it. It was just too much work, honestly, for what I was trying to do with my life.
Yeah, Walter's one of those people is like, build it and I will come. And so, like you said, he's for now, he's here on Wednesdays. One day when he settles down a little bit more, we'll get him up and running. I was actually helping him with his YouTube channel years ago, but Walter, grass does not grow under his feet. So you have to have a mic in front of him as he's going about it. They almost like a film, a day in the life of Walter.
I have a YouTube channel. It's Walter Cultured As the Money Talks. I do have a channel with some videos, but I haven't shot a video in a while. But I mean, I'll come here and talk about it.
And you're more than welcome. Dr. Jamil, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says we need to stop partying and get prepared, but so many don't want to listen. That's true. Unfortunately, as James Baldwin once said, the fire next time, which means people were warned when Noah was building the ark. Hey, the Lord is about to do his big one. He's about to flood the earth. Y'all might want to come on over here. Come on. People's like, we good. I get an umbrella. And then when that water start to get up to here, and he was pulling up that moat, they was like, wait. He was like, nah, I gotta go. So the fire next time, which means you should have learned the first time, because the fire, if you read the Bible, you're a Christian and all that. I guess the world is supposed to be destroyed with fire and a whole bunch of other stuff the next time. So it's like, are you going to be prepared?
Yeah,
Probably.
and and my thought is, man, those people aren't ready. They should just perish. That's what every other species in the world does. If you're not ready, they just eat you. Listen, man, if you're not ready for what's coming, just die and get it over with so we can make space for somebody else that's ready. Sometimes it's funny. We're the only species in the world that I know of that complains about eating the weak. Your body does it. They eat the weak cells. If you don't eat for 3 days, your body, good cells, will eat the bad ones. Animals will kill the weak. If you a zebra and you're the last place, your ass is gonna be eaten. So I had to let go of trying to save people. You can't save them. You can't do it. So my thought is let those people go. Hey man, if you want to be like this one dude, I'm gonna leave him nameless, that I see sometimes, he's like, oh man, I'm just going, I said, dude, no, first of all, you sound like an idiot. You're not ready. How can you and I hear people say, oh, I didn't know about finance. Nobody teaches me that. You a lie. Man, finance, there's if you have a TV with streaming, the free, Bloomberg, it comes on, Yahoo TV, Fox, I think even MSC once in a while, NBC has a financial channel, it ain't much. But Yahoo Finance and Bloomberg is free streaming on TV, on the phone, on the TV app all day, every day. Bloomberg is 24 hours and they have two channels. Alex Rodriguez comes on the other one where he talks about his, starting a business and all that stuff. So the stuff is everywhere. So I don't want to hear it. Black people, if you're not on the move, it is your fault 100%. There's too many opportunities. Like, I'm going to answer these questions and I'm going to go into something that I'm doing right now that is fire out of control. I hesitate to even tell you about it because I don't want to compete against you.
You got 10 minutes.
You keep saying this. You know we're going to be on longer than that. Hit me with the questions.
I need to go to the gym.
Man, I broke my neck to get over here too, man. It's pouring rain over here. I'm scared.
Well, I need you on here. How about that?
But I
Skirt,
can't.
how you doing? He says this rent is ridiculous. I paid $2,000 in Moreno Valley, $2,600 in Victorville, now $2,100 in Barstow.
Yeah. Tell you, get your roommate. Listen, Airbnb is, and it's this starting to suffer because they're getting attacked by cities. But I'm telling you, man, there's no way in hell. Now, if you got a family and all that, that's different. You don't want Airbnb in there with your kids. But if it's just you and your spouse, I mean, first of all, both of y'all should be pitching in, right? If one of you ain't, the other one should be cooking, cleaning, making sure everything's hot, making sure you just walk in the door and everything's served, right? But when you're in a relationship and your spouse is working, you ain't, you need to be Queen of Sheba or King of Sheba. If my girlfriend was making the money and I wasn't making money, man, I'd be in here in the Idris Elba tight shirts. I'd have it all ready. I'd be oiled up. I'd be, baby, what you need. I have the stove hot, like the heater on, what you need. And I think we need to go back to some of that. But that's another subject. But get you a roommate. Use Airbnb. I'm telling you, those days of just having a house that's just you, those days are disappearing. I'm not saying you got to do it, you know, like the Chinese or my girl is Mexican. I'm gonna apologize to some of you in advance, but we joke about all the time. Mexicans, man, will be 40 in the house. Man, and you know they're there because on the weekends here come the strobe like that should be popping. But you got listen, black people, we have to learn to be together. Turn off the TV, turn off the stuff that segregates us from opportunity. Say what you want about Donald Trump, and I get it. Donald Trump is a hot mess. I watch him on TV. I'm like, man, this dude is off the hook. I don't know what's going to happen to us in the future. But I know he got girls out of the men out of the girls' bathroom, and we was so woke it was out of control. So, but there's opportunity right now. One thing they're going to do is shake it up. Donald Trump, he's a businessman, and Elon Musk is master cutter. It's about to get dirty. So where do you make money right now when the sky is falling? So what I do and it's something I did. I did a class on this actually, D, for Gary when he was alive. Is I'm using this tool, and you guys go to YouTube, and this is what you Google if you write this down. Google covered calls on YouTube. It's a stock term for owning a stock and then paying rent. You could do this for a $5 stock, a $10 stock. How it works is, and I'm telling you, they call this in the financial services, this is grandma's investment strategy. It's investing for grandmas to be safer, but it is money. I'm telling you. So how it works is really, it will take you a few weeks to get your head around it. But all you do is you buy a stock, and you have to own 100 of them because stock options sell in lots of 100. So if the stock is $10, you need $1,000. But if you have $1,000, let's say you own Donald Trump stock. That's the stock I'm using right now. You can buy Donald Trump stock. It was last time I checked, it was 20 in the low 20s. You can buy the stock for $20 and sell a stock option that will expire in 30 days, and they will pay you 10% for 30 days. So you buy the stock and you sell the stock option, a covered call, which means you sell somebody the right to buy it from you at a higher price. Not only do you get the upswing in higher price, you get to keep the money they paid you to rent your stock for 30 days. Right now, say what you want about Donald Trump, his stock is paying 10% a month. So if you got, the stock is $20, 22, let's say you got $2,500, you could buy 100 shares, and 30 days you could put $250 in your bank. Now that's not a lot of money, but what would $3,000 a year do for your house? You know what I'm saying? Ford Motor Company, there's a lot of stocks if you Google stocks that are good for covered calls, but I like the volatile stuff. Here's something even crazier, and this is where we're going to have to get in a class. You're going to have to go on YouTube. Instead of buying the stock for 20 bucks, oh, this is gangster, and I'm going to say it slow, is you could buy, in the stock option world, this is how Wall Street makes their money. If you have life insurance, they make their money using options. In the option world, you could buy an option. So let's say I like Donald Trump stock, but I think it's going to 25, but it's only at 20. For $2, I can buy the right to hold on to the stock, rent it for 30 days. If it goes to, let's say it goes to 30 bucks, and I have the right to buy it at 25 and it costs me $2, I get that $5 in the middle plus whatever time is left on my option. It's what Wall Street does to make money. And it's a poor man's strategy to get in the stock market. So instead of buying the stock at 20, you could spend $2 for 30 days. And if it goes up, you make some money. If not, you sell it and keep what's left. So you can buy an option or you could sell it. So I'm talking about buying the stock and then selling these options. If you have $50,000 and if you have 50,000, I'm not saying to go buy the stock with all your money. I'm just hypothetical. If you spent 50 grand and you sold options against that stock, that would put 5 grand in your pocket for 30 days. Some of y'all got 50 grand and you got it sitting in the bank earning 1%. When you can get involved in the real American story, success story, and you can say, okay, I got 50. I'm going to spend 2 weeks. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to send Walter a little money, D a little money here and there. And I'm going to sell the stock option, put 5 grand in my pocket. Some of y'all got $50,000 sitting on a credit card, and this is dangerous if you use a credit card. But some of y'all struggling right now. Man, I had to talk my girl out of not hitting her credit card for 50, 60 grand to do this strategy. But Capital One charges you 15, let's say 15% on 50,000. That's 600 a month. If you buy the stock and you sell a covered call against it, you put 5 grand in your pocket. Give them 600, you got 5 grand, you make $4,400 on Capital One's money. This is how banks do it. This is how they think. And I'm going to add a layer to it. If you don't have the money to buy the stock outright, you can buy a stock option for like 6 months out. It's going to cost you more than $2, but let's say it costs you $9. You buy the right to control this stock for 6 months. It's going to cost you right now, I think, about $9. But you own the right to Buy the stock. So that still allows you to sell covered calls, because if stuff gets out of control, you still have the right to buy the stock. If you know what I'm saying. That's a little more complicated. So instead of needing 50,000, now maybe you need 22,000 to put $5,000 in your pocket for the month. I was watching this on YouTube, and I watched this dude explain it, and I damn near lost my mind. I go, this is the stuff black people, we're good. Black people, we're good at like figuring things out and moving things around and making things work. There's nobody better than black people at making things happen. I dare you to find a race of people. If we're talking about race, just people that have had to just figure it out, no one's better than black people. We are the most talented. We are the most successful. We are the strongest physically. We are the strongest mentally. Man, we are a people. And other people, always my boys that aren't black there, but they, you know what I'm talking about. They act black if they think it's black. Because being black and like, hey man, how you doing? That's not black. That's just something black people, some of us choose to talk like once in a while. But there's nothing we can't do. The problem is we have all these other people telling us how to think. Like they fired Joy Reid. Hallelujah. Jesus, Muhammad, and Billy Goat, and whoever they are in the Bible. Thank God. She was wiping us out. Listen, and she only had 700,000 people watching her show worldwide. Come on now. But I got tired of hearing, oh, you're black, you need to be better. And I heard even Stephen A. Smith was like, you're born black, you need to be twice as good. No, you don't. That is not true. As a black man, you walk into a white room suited up, you're prepared to perform, they treat you better. I think you have to do less. Because me and my boy, we walked into a room suited, all eyes are on us. We went to this event, anyways, it wasn't no brothers there. I don't know why. We showed up suited and people were on us. Girls were on us. People were buying us drinks. It was on and cracking. You would think we were like, I was gonna say P. Diddy, but he's going down. You would think we were Jay-Z, and I'm trying to think of a rapper that hasn't been to prison or is not going. You'd have thought we were two celebrities walking into this room. And I said, you know what it is? It's people love seeing black people, brothers, suited up, ready to perform. There's not enough of us. So I don't think you need to be like Joe Biden says, 10 times better. That is a lie that they keep telling black people. So you go, oh, I'm black first, versus going, I'm getting the money first. I don't walk into a room and go, I'm black. I already know that. I walk into a room and go, where is the money? And once in a while I see my hands and go, oh, I'm black, I'm brown. That's cool. But I'm here for the money. And the people I do business with, they don't look at my skin color. And sometimes I have somebody do business with me and I'll question myself, why are they doing business with me? I'm black. And that's from the stuff I hear on TV. Oh, you're black, you got to be careful. Black people, the strategy I just told you about, if you master that, I'm telling you, some of you guys need $1,000 to make ends meet. I have a friend of mine, she's a sister girl, and I'm friends with her on Facebook. She might follow you at this point. She must have $70,000 in credit cards. Free, all paid off. And she was like, Walter, I need money. It's going down. I'm feeling, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. I said, well, before you take your life, can you put me on your credit cards? I said, girl, if I was broke as hell and I had $70,000 I could pull off a credit card, are you losing your mind? Well, I don't want to pay interest. Even if your interest was 20%, 20% of 70,000 is only $1,200 a month. Fool, I just told you how to make 7,000 a month from that 12. And that's assuming you buy the stock. If you buy the option and not the stock, now some of these cats are making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 doing what I just told you on that 70 grand. Do you realize if 70 grand got to work and you made even 5% a month, that's 60%. That is 40,000 a year on that money. How in the, like, that is mind blowing to me. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it out here, but because people have to be black first to prey on it, they gonna let it go, and it ain't gonna always be here. You could do this with different stocks. Ford Motor Company, which is a steady stock, but the money's not there. Tesla is one of the best stocks, but that stock is all over the place. You'll get killed. Find something that is steady, that kind of moves a little bit. And the reason I like to, and I'm not giving you a recommendation to buy the stock. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Donald Trump's going to be in the news for 4 years. I'm going to make money off this dude. I'm telling you, Donald Trump, man, him being president has made so many people so much more money. I'm telling you, when I saw his stock was doing this and paying out 10% for 30 days, I said, oh man, black people missing this. They're like, we are not getting this money. I don't care if a Ku Klux Klanman walked into my house in a hood and was like, oh, you can't say the word here, was like, whatever, wigger, whatever. Here is a strategy that's going to put $5,000 in you and that Negro loving woman of yours in your household. This is going to pay your rent and all your bills. I would be like, okay, the honky, that's cool. You can leave, but I'm going to do that strategy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it comes from. Some of y'all roll around in Porsches, wearing Adidas, driving Volkswagens, and you know that shit was created by the Nazis. The Beetle was Hitler's war vehicle. The Volkswagen Bug was his transportation for his war, for his soldiers. And y'all rocking Adidas. Like, if the Germans had their way back then, they could have got over here to Africa. They would have killed black people. They could have got to America. They would have killed us too. Not just the Jews, the Mexicans too. They would have killed everybody. Some of y'all driving around in German cars and wearing Adidas on your feet and in a protest at a march. Like, they don't make no sense to me. I'm not saying you got to go Kanye style. I still don't know what he's doing. But think about those things. When it comes to the money, just get it. I know some people heard Kamala didn't win. Can you imagine if Kamala Harris would have won? Just think about where the world would be right now. Just think about how crazy it is. But the woke and the transgenders, oh, Lord have mercy. It scares the hell out of me to think if, anyways. So right now, we have a man in office that's going to drop bombs. Your job is to pick up the pieces. Real estate, I think, is a mistake. Buying property, I think you buy investment property. Get with your homeboys, get with your girls, and y'all go buy a piece of land, and each one of y'all get a little RV, and you park on it, and y'all have 4 RVs, and y'all be like, you know what? This is our spot. Even if we don't live here, this is our land. We got it. We own something. Black people telling you, if every black person went out and bought a piece of land, things would change for us, because when you own something, you behave differently. I hesitate to slap the hell out of people that get out of line, because I'm like, you know what? Oh no, that could cost me my acreage, or that could cost me my freedom, or you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to start, even if you start small, buying something, like, I don't care what it is. If you want to start out by even putting away, and we always say this, $1 a day is only $30 a month. But you know what? It's like an addiction. You become a crackhead when it comes to finance, because then it's $2 a day, then it's $3. Before you know it, you're saving, $1,000 a month or $200. And people say, "Oh, I can't save it." Yes, you can. The girl that's living with me right now pays me $1,500 a month, and she was crying about being homeless. Every time I go to that house, what I see in the trash can? In-N-Out fast food, processed food, pizza boxes for Papa John's, Starbucks coffee, this, that. I'm like, how are you homeless one day and you got Papa John's pizza on the counter? That's the problem with poor people, is they get the money, and they blow it on junk. Don't tell me you don't have money to invest and get life insurance for your kids, but you got money for weed. You're the person I talk about having the human race eat or get wiped out. Because that's what every other part of the species on the planet, they kill their weak. They wipe them out. So if you are, and I'm talking to the men, if you are a black man, you got kids out there and you're not participating in their future, but you high all the time, you got money for, you don't deserve to be here, honestly. And that's what the minister Farrakhan would tell you behind closed doors. Or maybe he would tell you in front of closed doors that people weren't so soft and weak. But I tell you, I used to be down in the basement with my Muslim father, like marching. Muhammad got the devil on the run. Like white man's heaven is a black man hell, man. We were down there chanting. I must have been 6 or 7 years old, like marching. Only thing I didn't have in my hand is a machete. And I guarantee you that when I was down there, I tell my friends I used to march the FOI. They look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, man, the stuff we were like, that mindset of kill the weak and protect our race, if we go back to that, it's on and cracking.
Well, we're gonna have to back on off of that just a little bit. But before we leave,
I'm
I,
just saying,
I
like,
get what you're saying. The survival of the fittest. I get what you're saying. Um, uh, so two questions. One person, and I forgive me at this point, wants to know what's a good financial investing book or a good investment book to read or about money. If you could just pick one, what would you recommend?
geez, that's tough. What I would do, honestly, if I was gonna buy one book and read it or audiobook, it would be Think and Grow Rich
Yes.
by far. Because that book will teach you how to be ready for the money. So when ideas pop in your head, you're mentally ready. And then I would go on YouTube, type in investments, how to make money, how to just go on YouTube, man. The stuff will be endless. Hang on YouTube, change your algorithm to finance and doing better. And another thing I always tell people, and it's just what it is you got to go in your kitchen and you got to perform. You got to get rid of the junk. One thing I know about wealthy people, successful people, is they eat a lot better. They do. Like right now, just today I had for lunch broccoli and lemon. Lemon is acidic, but it converts to alkaline in the body. And broccoli sprouts is one of the best things next to garlic you can put in your body. So I eat garlic every day, broccoli sprouts, lemon. You look over at my cabinet over there. That's what I'm having for dinner. Tomato soup, um, olive oil, tomatoes that are cooked mixed with olive oil. The lycopene is off the chart. Is one of the best things you can put in your body with garlic. I eat it almost every day. It sits right there, and that's what I'm having tonight, regardless of what I'm doing for a protein. So, fellas, I'm gonna talk to you for 30 seconds, real quick. Ladies, you can close your ears if you need to. It's not gonna be grotesque, but it's a secret.
Is it appropriate for YouTube and Facebook?
No, it's appropriate because I see it
Okay.
all the time. Man, I do. I'll do like the cayenne pepper, turmeric, pepper because you got to do turmeric with pepper. Thanks for the pills, by the way, the supplements. Vitamin D3, magnesium. So I take these things in the morning, but I notice I hit the cayenne pepper on my stuff with the lemon, the avocado, olive oil. Man, I was like, whoa, where'd that come from, fellas? If you know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you, man. You want to open up your pores? Hit them with the pepper. But listen, man, some of y'all relationships suffered from the lack of intimacy. When I started eating better, like cleaning my body out, eating the spices and the turmeric, man, my girl leave this house smiling on a regular basis. And it didn't used to be that way all the time. The point I'm saying, and you know what it is? She's happier. Slow down, get the coconut candle, eat better, and slow things down. You can get away with a lot of stuff by taking care of home. Some of y'all got women that bring financial well-being to the table. Women are pretty smart. Women make better decisions when it comes to money. Men are better at starting the businesses and because we are risk takers. But having a woman on your team is fire. So why not make sure, like I hear brothers, oh man, I ain't gonna do all that for my wife. I'm like, okay.
And then when she be in Jamaica getting the massages,
Uh,
oops. Yeah, Tracy, I didn't want to see hear that said that image either. One more question for you. Um, so a lot of people are trying to, hey, one who cares, trying to follow the advice you're giving. I know you said it's called Grandma's Investment Strategy. You could
well,
YouTube that.
that, no. That's what we call it in the financial world. It's not
Oh,
what they. It's called covered calls. You can buy the stock, or you can buy an option to control the stock while you sell calls against it. You guys, listen. I'm telling you, I got one of my clients, and I'm gonna leave him nameless because he probably follows this show once in a while. We were sitting down, and I said, "Man, we did some stuff, man. I tell you, man, whoo, black people, we can be mean to each other. We walked this brother through some stuff, 5 years, helping him get out of his real estate. And I said, man, what are we gonna do with $500,000? And I laid out some strategies. We could buy real estate, commercial real estate. We could buy investment real estate. We could do these things. He said, you know what I want to do, Walter? Is I want to do those stock options. This dude is 80 years old. He says, he's like, so let me get this straight. I can own the stock, a basket of stocks, a balanced portfolio, because stocks go up and down. And I could do this from my house. So I got $500,000. And I could, if I did it all with stocks, I could do what you're saying. And I could put 50 grand in my pocket for the month. Are you shitting me? It took me an hour to get out of that man's house after having that conversation. And you know what the crazy part is? It's right here. You can't see it, but it's on paper. This is what I drew for him. I took the $500,000, split it up 3 ways. On the bottom, I went conservative. I said, if we do it, we make 5% a month. Man, that's like 250. Do you know what I'm like? It's a wrap. He was like, he's blown away. And I said, what if we got the rest of the people to, instead of be protesting and complaining and hollering about something we can't control, what if we did this? Black people got together once a week. We're like, hey, man, what stock option are you buying? Tell me about your strategy again. Okay, the market's open at 6:30. What do I do? The stock market's only open from 6:30 to 1 p.m. in California. And I think what is it? Is it maybe 9 to 4 in New York? 9:30 to 4 in New York. So do you realize if you live on the West Coast at all, Western Coast or Western states, the stock market closes at 1. You got all day and night to do whatever you want. And you only need it. I spend about an hour a day doing it. But now with this new stock option, it's going to take me probably a couple hours a day. But, and I don't care if you don't have the money, go to somebody else and you guys do it together. Some of y'all mamas sitting on a house that's paid off and she going to die and leave it to the probate. And they're going to fight over it. Because black people, we are notorious for leaving real estate and our kids don't even get to use it. Because by the time it goes to the probate and this and Ancient Mama and Joe Mama and everybody else, it's gone. And I see so many black people, their mamas and dads leave them properties and poof, it's gone. I told them, all the boys, your mama's house is paid off. Are you kidding me? And y'all sitting around here living like you barely surviving. She had $1 million in equity. I said, do a reverse mortgage. Take $500,000 out the house. Buy another investment real estate. Take the rent from that. Take some other money, put it to work, and you still don't have a mortgage payment. Now there's steak with the beans and rice. You know what they said to me? We got to pray on it. I said, I'll slap you into next week. This is why black people are so broke. We got to pray and I got to. Really, did you think about buying that car, that Louis, or those shoes? Man, I'm going to end with this. The people that live in my house, when I agreed to rent to them, you know what I saw on the floor? 3 brand new pair of Nikes, his, hers, and one's for the baby. I go, are you kidding?
And she was sleeping in the car?
Just because, people coming through Airbnb, you can reduce the rate on Airbnb so they can pay less. I did that for her. And then I see 3 brand new pair of shoes. And the dude's not working. He's a rapper, so he's waiting for his ticket one day. So He's living with the white chick that's a manager here and working two jobs to support his rap career while him and his boys play video games and smoke weed. That's the shit I'm talking about when I say eat the weak. If it was up to me, I just walk in with a hood and grab them. It'd be a wrap. But you can't do that because it's not legal. But I feel like that. So if we take that mentality, I think our race would be untouchable if we're going to now switch from green to black. No one can touch us. But we got to get there. Like I'm watching Donald Trump and Elon on TV right now. And if I flip to MSNBC, they complain about how racist the dude is. But I know black people personally that this dude has helped. Like Jesse Jackson, when no one believed in this dude, Donald Trump gave him the money in the office rent for free. A friend of mine, Claudia Jordan, he gave her two jobs. Now she goes hard in the paint against Donald Trump. If you watch her show on Fox, they hate Donald Trump. But I know for a fact Donald Trump gave her two jobs. Do you know what I'm saying? And the list goes on and on and on. So even if he was a fascist and a racist, I don't care because we worship presidents. Who's the one that said, give black people these rights and we'll have these N-words voting for us for 200 years? Who's that? Lyndon Baines? One of those cats. It was a Democrat that said that. So push politics and race to the side and get the money. Get the money and be a strong black person with some opportunities. You know what I'm saying? That will help our race. Not the marching and protesting. Get out the streets, people. That does nothing for us. You know, and George Floyd, rest his soul. Black people are not benefiting from that. And I'm
Yeah, we
kind of
blew it. We blew it when we allowed, what, not that we let them do it, but, the Congressional Black Caucus and them to put on the kente cloth and bend on one knee for,
oh,
for
Lord.
10 minutes. And also getting out of here. And Walter made me go over time anyway. I'm still going to the gym though. I should say too that Congressman, because he was a mayor, Sylvester Turner died last night. He died right after Trump gave his speech to Congress. Of course, you guys know that Sylvester Turner was a mayor here in Houston. Now he termed out, then he ran for Sheila Jackson Lee's seat, who died. She died of cancer. So he says, I'm going to run for the seat. There's a whole host of other people, that wanted to run, but he ended up winning overwhelmingly. And he wasn't there in Washington 2 months or so before he died. They said he had a medical emergency there earlier that day. And I don't know what happened to him. But before that, he had survived bone cancer. It sounds like, it looked like too, he had part of his jaw removed because he had bone cancer. So I want to say, RIP to him. I didn't agree with him politically, but it's sad that he's dead. But the other thing that's sad is that he died on a seat. We have a lot of these politicians that are dying on the seat. And a lot of them know that they're sick or they're, very geriatric, and they die with the power in their hands, forcing people to have these special elections and, things like that. So that has to stop, and I don't know why anybody would want to die working, especially, in Washington.
Well, because they're not working. Those cats are, listen, those cats ain't working like that. Our friend Letty, she told me, because it's public knowledge, they're paying her $140 a year. She got 5 assistants. So she got a little place in a car. And she was complaining about the NGOs. Like they don't do nothing. Man, half these people, man, if you're a congressman, like look at AOC, she's on TV every day. When is she at work?
That's what I said. When do these people work? Jasmine Crockett, she, dancing to Kendrick Lamar and she cussing like a sailor everywhere. It's like, when do you work? When do you actually go to work and do something?
And if you're a Democrat in Congress, you ain't got no job, you got no power. You might as well go to the beach. So these people are sucking from us. That's why they stay in power till they die. Look at Orrin Hatch and Mitch McConnell. And Lord have mercy, who's the dude shaking the cane at Donald Trump's speech last night? The Al Green.
Yeah, he's from here.
First of all, if your hair's that long and you are that fat, you should change your name from Al Green. Come on, man. You need to drop the greens, brother. Like, and why are you being a distraction? And it made me mad that he had to be a brother. I was like, come on, man. Seriously? We listened to Joe Biden talk for 4 years and ain't nobody up hollering and screaming. Y'all got signs. Elizabeth Warren's on her phone. Like, y'all look like idiots. The people voted for this crazy man. Let this man do his job. In the meantime, you go out, get your money. There's a app to trade to buy Nancy Pelosi stocks. Do you know that? There's an app for it. Maybe they took it down now, but there's an app. You can follow Nancy Pelosi's trades. That shit is beating the hell out of S&P right now because they make the rules. My next life, and I haven't even ruled it out, is I'm going in the office. I'm going to become a senator, congressman, and I'm going to be a crony. I'm going to suck the money out unless Elon Musk is still there. If you want to get rich, become a politician. You get to make the rules. Man, Bugs Bunny said if you can't beat them, join them. Get the money. Because they're doing it. And we pissed it on George Floyd. Man, y'all don't care about George Floyd. Nobody does. That's why he was on the corner at the liquor store. Nobody cared about this dude, and he didn't care enough about himself. But they're making him a hero. George Floyd was not a hero. And if he wasn't murdered on TV and we pulled up and saw him outside the liquor store, we'd be like, brother, find something to do. And there's some other heroes out there. But they're using George Floyd to keep throwing in our face because he's like, we strain with him. I think it's the way of saying we killed this Negro and we want you to keep being reminded of it. That is not our hero. We have heroes like the minister and, some of these powerful leaders that have the Marcus Garvey, people that actually tried to make, and I'd even call, and I know people going to disagree with me, but even to some degree, even Barack Obama brought some of that with him. Like his politics or not, there are a lot of people that looked at that brother and went, I could be a sharp black man like that dude. I'm a Republican, but I had in my closet for a long time, like, some people say, what would Jesus do? I had a thing in there. I said, what would Barack do? And I had it in there. And I had one for George Clooney and a bunch of people that I just thought I wanted to be like. And I was like, and I said it to my girl the other day. I said, would Barack and Michelle sleep on these pillows? Because they was getting dirty. But they sleep on these pillowcases.
Your pillows look like tea bags.
Well, no, you just, you get a little dirty in your face. And, I ain't going to talk about the sheets. But I was like, girl, we need to change these sheets. No. But I was like, would Barack sleep on this pillowcase? And I was like, no, he'd have somebody change him. So that's what I'm talking about. I know his policies. They say he was the first gay president or whatever. He brought in LGBT. I believe all that. But there was a part of him that, like, you have to admit, when Barack first ran, black people were like, that's our dude. And then we found out, some of the stuff they were doing, but still, it was still a good look. And sometimes all you need is example, right? And it's funny, him and Donald Trump were sitting at the funeral laughing it up. Like Barack and Trump are busting up laughing. You tell me those two can laugh together, but we can't go out and just get the money?
Because you can best believe they probably was talking about getting some money somewhere. But anyway, let's go ahead and get out of here so I can make it to the gym. I know it's busting at the seams. And if I don't get there, I'm going to be busting at the seams. Anyway, Walter, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here. As Walter said, he will be here on Wednesdays. We're going to hold him to it. And he said this is his channel for now. So anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I don't know if I'll be here Friday, but maybe I'll try to come here tomorrow if I'm not going to be here Friday. I don't know, find something to talk about. In the meantime, if you guys would like, you can donate to the channel. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all who do and who want to, those of you who like, subscribe, and everything else in between. I'm also going to be putting, probably next week, some of Walter's information on my website, demetriak.com. I do consulting there. If you're interested, I do free consulting. Send me an email, whatever. If you want to get together, you can look and see all that I have on there. But I'm going to be putting stuff on there for Walter if you guys want to contact him as well.
Yeah, ain't nothing free. We got to stop doing that. Listen, I'm going to be upfront. You can put my email, my phone number on there. If you call me, we gonna get some money. Don't call me. I don't care about saving Africa or Yahweh and none of that stuff. Me, it's about the money. I like incoming phone calls that have something to do with income, if that makes sense to you. My working for free days, this is the only free shit I'm doing from now on is coming on this channel. We got to get this money. So you can reach out to us. And I don't see your Cash App down there. Or is it down there? Your Venmo, there it is. Like that thing should be off the hook right now. That Venmo, that Cash App, man, I don't know how my sister does it. It wouldn't be me. My Cash App would be on the left. It'd be the third person. Welcome Cash App to the to the podcast.
Walter gonna be about the money all the time, okay? Walter wake up and talk about, is that money? Money, is that you? It's a knock on the door. Money, is that you?
Man, I'll sell the car I drove in to get the money.
When I went to California, went to visit one of my new baby nieces, his new baby granddaughter. He showed up. He was like, "I'll be back. I'm about to sell this car I drove in." I'm like, "When are you not working?" Literally sold a car while we were visiting his grandbaby.
I'm always working while I'm awake. If I'm not putting one of my coconut lick candle oils on my woman, I'm getting the money.
Good night. Good night. See y'all later. I'm gonna mute my Walter's mic because he crazy. Peace.